Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. Thank you for joining me for another video. So it's Veganuary. We're a couple of weeks in and maybe I'm late to the party, but I thought sometimes when you're a couple of weeks into trying out a challenge or a new lifestyle, it can be a great time to reset, or also to just remember the reasons why you're doing it and actually prepare just a little bit better. If, like me, you really didn't think about your resolutions until after the 1st of January, then you might also be thinking, damn, I was quite unprepared when I decided to start this whole Veganuary journey. So I'm going to give you 5 tips that helped me when I first went vegan to help you if you're just doing Veganuary, or even if you're trying to eat more plant-based, reduce your animal product intake, and just generally be a little bit more planty, I guess is the word. So grab a cup of tea and let's get into those 5 things. So the first one is to do your research, and I don't just mean in terms of understanding your nutrition and understanding how to replace like your protein sources, for example, or omegas, etc., all of those things. I also mean do your research in terms of like vegan cookbooks or vegan influencers online on Instagram or YouTube who show these amazing array of budget meals, easy meals, simple meals, really foodie meals, or really good alternatives for the things that you're already eating. Doing your research has a big place in your transition to anything, especially when it comes to something that might be really different from the way you're living or eating before. Veganism is a big lifestyle change for a lot of people. It certainly was for me. When I was eating meat and fish and dairy and eggs, I ate so much of it, and actually for me it was a massive lifestyle change, and I kind of wish that I had had these resources back in the day 7 years ago when I first went vegan. So definitely checking out people like Rachel Amma and Malin Olivia and Gaz Oatley and the guys from Bosch, and there are so many other, Sweet Potato Soul. There are so many wonderful cooks who are out there. Oh, and So Vegan as well, Roxy and Ben. I love their meals because they're super quick and easy, but also with some of them, like Madeline Olivia for example, really focuses on budget meals. So if you're a student or if you're on a low income but you still want to make some changes, there are lots of resources out there that can show you how it can be possible. The second one is to meal prep as best you can. Obviously I know not everyone has the time to do this, but it doesn't even have to be like a full week of proper meal prep. It really can just be a couple of meals or your dinners for the week or something like that, because meal prepping can be a real lifesaver when you're super tired from work and you're coming home and you're just like, I cannot be bothered to soak some beans or to make some kind of vegan chili. I just want something that's ready and something that's simple and easy. And sometimes meal prepping those things can make your life so much easier, even if it's just little snacks as well that you can take with you when you are at work or whatever. Try and meal prep just a little bit and make things easy for yourself. I mean, this could be said for if you're trying any kind of lifestyle change, if you're trying to eat more healthily, if you're trying to make sure that you're not eating so much junk food, for example. Meal prepping really has its place just to keep you on track and to make your life a little bit more convenient. So if you have any spare time, just doing a little bit of meal prep can go a long way. The third thing is to try making your favorite meals, but vegan. So I love I used to love things like beef stroganoff and bolognese and all these kinds of things, and I thought, oh, these are just things I'm gonna have to give up when I go vegan. But recently I've really started to get into making like a mushroom stroganoff, which is unreal. And there are so many ways that you can veganize foods, and really experimenting with your favorite meals can open your eyes to what actually is possible on a vegan diet and eating a plant-based way. So I definitely encourage you to write down like 3 or 4 of your absolute favorite meals and try and veganize them and see if you can find a way to make them. They're obviously going to be different, but understanding they're going to be different and understanding that they could still be amazing just plant-based. Number 4 is to certainly plan ahead, and this could be similar to kind of meal prepping, but if you are a snacker, like I certainly was, then you might want to make things like flapjacks or protein bliss balls, or just have things like nuts and seeds in your cupboard at work, or just an apple or banana, or anything that you particularly enjoy but obviously that's vegan or plant-based. If you are someone like me when I was working full-time on a 9-to-5 job in an office, when it would get to about 3 p.m, I would get so hungry and I'd always think about something delicious that's possibly outside that I could go and get. And if I had to put nuts and seeds and stuff in my drawers just to make sure I did not go and eat those things, and also waste money by buying loads of stuff as well. So you can definitely try and meal prep some like snacky things that you know, but also planning ahead in terms of if you're going out for dinner with your friends and you say, could we possibly go to somewhere that has a vegan option? You don't have to be like, we must go to only vegan restaurants, especially if none of your friends are doing Veganuary. So you can always think about trying to find somewhere that's going to make sure that you have an option, everyone else has an option. So planning ahead that way is also really good, like looking at the menus and sometimes maybe if you suggest the place that you go to. Also, again, if you're being asked to go to someone's for dinner, I know it can be annoying, but you can always text them in advance to be like, hey, I'm doing this whole Veganuary thing, would you be able to possibly accommodate me? And if not, that's absolutely no worries. I will bring something for dinner so that I can eat it. There's no harm in sort of suggesting something as well, because obviously putting that pressure on the host can be a bit of an annoyance, but also it might be fun for them to try and make something new. You never ever know, but offering is also a really good thing to do. And the last thing is for some info, check out local vegan eateries. Obviously eating out is expensive, so I don't expect you guys to be eating out most meals. That would be ridiculous. I mean just kind of going maybe once a week just to go and find a different vegan restaurant or a different restaurant that has a vegan option. Obviously remember guys, I live in London, so there's an abundance of vegan restaurants everywhere, so I understand that probably a lot of you don't have access to places that are fully vegan, but hopefully there might be places that are even partly vegan or even just have one vegan option. And these give you a really good insight into what is available, what can be done with vegan food, and also just really exciting foods that just you would never have thought of that can be made veganized. There's a place in London in Brick Lane now called Simplicity Burger, I think, and it just makes burgers, but they make all their vegan cheese themselves and they make all their burgers themselves. Like everything is homemade in that restaurant, and it's pretty incredible just to see what they can do with a vegan cheese. It's wild, seriously. And also these things might inspire you to make them then at home. So if you really love burgers, then you might be able to make a burger at home and things like that. Or just actually looking up the menus of these places as well. You can get an insight into the kind of food that they offer. Anyway, I won't waffle on. This was just a quick video to say 5 ways to make Veganuary work for you, and I hope that you enjoyed it. So thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.